this is this is one of the sort of most weighted, in fact, webinars that we've been sort of looking forward to present. In this, I'm going to talk about certain philosophies and marketing materials of how several event organizers have used Explara to market their event and how well they've done it, right? So that way you will be able to take away something from here. And so the first to start is that what do you mean by marketing event? Is it something that you're going to do across the timeline? Is it something that you're going to do only for your pre-event? How is it, right? So the thought process there is that whenever you talk about marketing, people think it's just for the pre-event. There's nothing required for the post-event or for after the event is done, right? But I talk about 3 P's. There are 3 P's that you need to be always looking after. One is, and you can almost talk about the Philip Kotler 3 P's: event as a product, event as price, event as place. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is how 3P makes a lot of difference to your event. One. The second one I'm talking about, we'll talk about is how you can design your entire marketing from pre-event, event day, post-event point of view. And how do you measure your success? What is your KPIs? How, when you do certain activities, is there an outcome that you can measure saying, yeah, we did extremely well, and this is something that we can we can take away from here and use it time to time to when we do more and more events, right? So let's go and talk about what is the 3 P's that I'm talking about. Product. Right, so here you're not selling a physical product, it is your event, right? But every time you're doing an event, think about it is like a product, right? At the end of the day, we go out to spend money, you and your attendees are going to come to your event if they like about it. So you need to have a very unique product. You need to have a very unique offering saying, okay, here is the reason why you should come. Whether it is a location, whether it is the fellow attendees that you're going to meet, whether it is speakers, prolific speakers that they are going to come and attend the event and you're going to have fantastic learning, or is it a location that is having fantastic venue that your attendees are going to enjoy it? So package it, create that uniqueness about your product so that at the end of the day, your event is a key unique proposition in terms of how it is different from the very beginning, from the very starting point of view, right? How it is different and why somebody should look forward to it. Right. So the second thing that generally, we must take into account, because your entire marketing is going to be driven by price. One is product. The second thing is price, right? And you can go to price in 2 ways. One is to figure out what is your demographic looks like. Is it a professional conference that you're putting it out, which is high paying, people can afford to pay? Is it something that you're looking forward to bring high-paying attendees versus a mid-scale range? So I'm talking about, let's say, $100 or 2,500 rupees or 75 Sing dollars. Those kind of pricing that you want to do per registration, or is it you are trying to do a mass event where you're letting everybody to get in for $9 or $10 per registration? I'm talking about. So design your pricing based upon one, your demographic. Second, what's your cost? Because you're going to run the entire conference based upon a cost proposition. So it has to have benefit. You need to have your ROI coming out of it. So do design your price taking these 2 things into account. That is, who is coming in, how much they can pay, and what is that I'm going to offer. Hence, I can ask them for a specific set of prices, right? The third P is very important, place. We're talking about the place in the terms of location venues, right? So most of the times when you're doing a venue, you're designing a venue based upon where it is located, how far it is for people to travel. Is it a location that people can take, enjoy the rest of the sessions during the conference? Is it a location where they can bring their family to? So the place or the venue has a significant, kind of impact on how people are going to treat your events, the way it has been designed and the way it has been thought through, right? So that's, sort of my 3P: product, price, and place to take into account before you jump in and start doing an event marketing, right? The most significant statement that I'm going to make out here is that when you talk about marketing, don't limit yourself just to first stop of the event, that is pre-event, right? So I have seen many of the customers, many of the event hosts focus fantastic on the first set of the event, that is pre-event, and then give it up during the event or the post-event, because they think, yeah, we had a fantastic registration, 80% people came in, and we are successful, so it is done. But I'm going to recommend you saying, please design your marketing for pre-event, what I call as a marketing, event day, what I call it as a engagement, post-event, what I call it as a relationship building. Because you are hosting an event now, most likely you're going to be successful, and most likely you're going to host more than one event in the years to come. So do not treat your marketing as one thing that you're going to do right now and forget for the rest of the timelines, right? Now let's talk about certain pre-event marketing things that you're going to do. So most of the times people are doing event, they think about going live soon. So I'm going to recommend you saying, don't go live too soon. You have still 60 days, or let's say 90 days. If you're too prepared, you can do it 90 days, or do at the minimum 60 days, and start your SEO activities. SEO is search engine optimization is still the king, and it's going to drive you a lot of organic traffic, a lot of early visitors to your site, who are going to pay you attention, who are going to join your newsletters. So SEO is still the king, and you must pay a lot of attention to that, right? The second one is, before you put your website live on Explara, right? Design your pre-event website. So Explara is a fantastic website design themes that let you design your website, put it up and running. The third one is blogs. Start writing blogs. I'm going to go deeper into each of them, but I'm going to talk about it quickly. Blogs, email campaign, past event attendees, members and communities, volunteers, speakers, sponsors, behind the scene, branding media agencies, social media, your Twitter, your LinkedIn groups, your WhatsApp or Telegram groups, Meetup groups, influencers that you can do it, hackathons, and FOMO invitation. I'm going to talk about FOMO invitation a bit. Coupons, discounts, affiliates, giveaways, and how do you engage during the post-registration? Somebody came and successfully registered. Is that the end of the relationship, or you can market them even after they've successfully bought the ticket or the registrations? And present media. So this is the totality of at least I think 20-25 things that you can do, which are free. You don't have to pay to Google ad, to Facebook ad, or to any other paid campaigns. You can run all this as free campaigns and do it in a 360-degree kind of view of saying, okay, these are the all around activities that we're going to do, and it's going to create the buzz that's going to drive more of your participation to one, right? Now let's talk about this SEO, the king that I was talking about. So most of the times when we are about to push an event live and we want to see how it is to be done, for example, let me bring this screen to you, right? When you look at the SEO, the king, most of the times people try to do event at the same time, announcing it and going live. I would say do it, build it your SEO. So with Explara, you already have your event set up SEO details. We let you to enter your keywords, titles, descriptions, and so you can easily put it up there. Let Google and other search engines build those SEO ranking for you for your event page and drive the benefit out of it, right? The other one that I talked about briefly is pre-event website. Yes, your event website is going to go live. You're going to have your tickets, registrations, and various mechanisms. But if you take my recommendations, I would say if you're going to be planning more than one event, it gives a lot more confidence to the participants saying, oh, this event host is here to stay. They are planning a lot more events upcoming. So look at SaaStr. If I look at their event section, they have SaaStr Annual, SaaStr Europa, SaaStr East. So using Explara, you can host your subdomain website and list more than one or two events, at least two, I would say. So that gives a confidence to your attendees. And Explara already offering you a marketing tool inside which you have a newsletter subscription. So if people are coming to your pre-event website, put a subscription form saying, okay, join our event insider tips. We will let you know as the event progresses. Bring as many people as you can bring to your newsletter subscription, because this is your zero investment cost. And this is almost you're telling every visitor that is coming to your announced event website to be part of your newsletter list, so that you can go out and start kind of helping them, and kind of start selling them in a way, right? So that's the another one that I was talking about. Then the other one is blogs, right? So as you have website, your website is ready, your SEO is ready, your contents are ready, your entire event production is coming to step. Now, don't stop writing blogs. Write blogs almost every week, I would say, until the last day. In fact, post-event, you should be writing blog, because blog is your zero, ad spend investment that lets you visitors to know as your event is stepping day in, day out till the last day of the event. And it gives a fantastic confidence to the participant, and primarily those who are passive, right? They are thinking whether they should join your event or not. Blog is a fantastic. Here you can bring your speakers to write thought leadership post. You can write your sponsors to write about why they are sponsoring your event. You can bring your past event attendees to say why they have been always looking forward to this event. So it's a fantastic one, and it gives you steady continuation of your engagement with your audience, right? So that's blog. Coming back to email is your best tool, because once you build your initial subscription list from the day you announced and ongoingly, or from your past event attendees, you can use Explara's email campaign tool. Beautiful, drag and drop, design your own themes. We have plenty of themes, or if you're using MailChimp, design your themes and start sending engaging email contents. Don't spam them, and make it a beautiful attempt to personalize it and make sure that it is context specific to your event. So that's going to help you, in terms of building the buzz about your event ongoingly, right? Now, this is one of my sort of highly recommended, to a lot of customers. Even in Explara, I reach out to customers to suggest them. When you're hosting an event, most of the times, what do? We just generally pull all our attendees to an Excel spreadsheet, or to put in a CSV file and park it somewhere. I would say bring them in, because your past event attendees are your, are your brand ambassadors, your event ambassadors. They could be the best people who have benefited from your event. Now talk about your past event attendees. I see somebody having a chat. I'm just quickly, our chat is on. So if you want to put your queries, you can keep putting your queries in the chat. I'm going to come back and question that again. So if you're using Explara is already storing your past event attendees. So you go to, when you host an event using Explara and go out to invite attendee section, you would see an option where we let you send invitation of this current event to your past event attendees, right? So I think do engage them, whether you want to bring them with a discounted, saying, okay, please come into our current event, and hope you enjoyed your past events, and we are bringing it out this year, do join. Or you could be engaging them saying, okay, how about setting a word of mouth with your friends and colleagues. So do not let your past event attendees a simple database or an Excel database at all. Do engage them, when you're announcing or when you're doing your events again, right? That's the past event attendees. Members and communities. Most of the times we forget that it is the member, it is the community which makes an event successful. Whether you talk about NASCOMs, whether you talk about TIE, there are two beautiful examples of member community for event success. When they host events, they build the membership. So I recommend you that you build a community. In fact, you can build a community much ahead of your event. So I see a lot of blockchain summits, conferences that use Explara have already community made either in the Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups, or in many other group solutions. But do build your community and then announce your event. And then there's another secret here. I'm going to tell you that only in Explara you have the mechanism. If you're starting first with Explorer, you have a mechanism to convert your attendees to your group membership. So you see on your screen, this is how you can add your attendees to your group. So once you have a group in Explorer, you can convert an attendee to a member by offering them a combo package. Maybe you can say full event access plus membership just for $200 or 10,000 rupees versus full event access that you pay 9,000 rupees, right? So people who would be willing to say, oh yeah, I'm going to be part of a fantastic community. I see these guys are doing awesome work, and I see their pre-event website that they are going to do a lot more events in the coming days. So this is one of your best way to build your communities and engage them time to time in the future events too, right? Now, after that, how about volunteers, right? So fantastic 2 examples that I got it out of here. I see, somebody called Pradeep, putting a tweet to Hasgig and saying, hey, I want to be a volunteer for your JS4 India event. I see blockchain Binance talking about how a fantastic, volunteer-driven event they did, right? So I think you should, if you're hosting a conference, an event, do please engage volunteers, because there are tons of people who are willing to spend their time, their own money, be part of your event to learn how it is happening, and even, in fact, to build a network with other attendees and speakers. And this is a hidden thing. A lot of successful event organizers that I have seen or worked with them one-to-one, I continue to see that as a secret gem. Right? So bring them, run a campaign on social media, bring your volunteers, engage them, and they are your fantastic sort of set of people who are going to do top-notch word of mouth, connectors, and take your concept forward. So I think I'm going to name a couple of them here, such as iSpirit does fantastic volunteer-driven events. Hasgig does that. And most of the TED and TEDx are all volunteer-driven. They are one of the most successful event across the world, TEDx, and similarly Startup Weekend, run by tech stars across the world, are all volunteer-driven. So volunteer is your secret gem to bring your event to success, right? Now, let's talk about speakers. So you put up a fantastic conference, speakers are lined up, and they're all looking forward to go and attend the event. And we think it's done. No, look at 2 of the finest examples that I've got it today here. So today there is SaaS booming going on in Chennai, and both Suresh and Girish kind of talking there. But look, Suresh has gone ahead and posted on his Facebook page, a snippet of the event, and have nicely presented it. That's going to definitely drive a lot of word of mouth, within his stream of people and even outside. And similarly, if you look at SaaStr Annual, makes speaker as a way to create, wow, who is coming and going to be part of SaaStr Annual in 2019. So speakers are your best formats to engage with your prospective audience and build that FOMO of, I must join this event, whatever it is, right? So that's another mechanism that you can create it. Sponsors, yes, when you bring incredible sponsors, that gives a fantastic confidence to the participants, saying, yeah, this is an event, and if they are able to bring such kind of sponsors, it must be very good. But let me tell you that you and I and all of us in the event industry know that bringing sponsorship is not an easy game. But keep trying. Keep trying, because this is your, one, you make money. Second, you get a top-notch marketing done, because sponsors are generally sponsoring to raise awareness about their product or brand. So they are also going to willing to do collaborate marketing with you, right? So sponsor is another good mechanism to do it. Now, I'm bringing in Moby here to give you an example, saying, look at behind the scene, right? So when your event is happening, from the day that you announce that I'm going to go live till the last day of the event or the event day, people don't really know what's going on there. Is it something going to happen? Is it happening something? Start engaging the users on your calendar. So design a calendar, design your marketing calendar. Definitely you're doing that, I'm assuming. And put one of the Trello list, let's say, behind the scene, and start sharing the way that I see here in Moby is talking about how Navin Tewari is participating in talks, right? Practicing his talks before participating in the final event. So this is a fantastic way to create a lot of good word of mouth again on within the participants and people who are willing to think about joining it. Right. Social media is your free thing. A lot of buzz, a lot of sort of competitions, but ideate it. Create your activity calendars. Start messaging, whether you are doing one-to-one DMs or Facebook messengers or Twitters or Instagrams. It could be any of the mechanisms. So you can choose your social media based upon your events and conference. If it's a professional conference, I think you would be going towards LinkedIn. If it's a little B2C, you might be going toward Instagram. So design your feed, design your activities, create your ideas, unique ideas, and start messaging. When I say messaging, it could be Tweet, it could be LinkedIn, it could be any of the social media updates that we do. Right now, Tweet. That's my favorite way to engage the users in an unpaid way. Today, putting on Facebook ad and getting really top-notch sort of attention is going to cost you a lot of money. But Twitter is a very open platform, and it goes out in a very open network right there, right? So talk about run your promo campaigns in Twitter. Run your promo campaigns. I'm attending. Are you coming? It's a fantastic promo campaign because this is absolutely going to go to each of the user who other users are following, and they're going to think about it. Create a hashtag so that it's easily discoverable and people are going to figure out what's the buzz about the event. So tweet about it and bring out your own updates that you do across your channels, from blog, from newsletters, from your speaker updates, behind the scene. So just gather everything and run your tweet updates time to time, and use it in a very, very sharp way to generate fantastic growth for your marketing reach. Right now, once that is done, what else is there? Right? So we talk about LinkedIn groups, Telegram groups, Meetup groups. Let me talk about Meetup groups a bit. So when you look at Meetup groups, generally what happens, right? When you look at the Meetup groups is a very, very top rated among the tech and event meets and conferences, right? You can create a small group and say, hey guys, be part of it. We are hosting a conference and it's going to happening on 23rd of Jan, and please do join us. If you start creating buzz, then you can transfer those, saying if you're part of our Meetup group, we're giving you 20% discount, 10% discount. In fact, you can launch explore our group also and do the same thing. I see a lot of crypto groups are doing that. Binance and many other ones I see, they do a Telegram groups or a WhatsApp group. I see some of our customers use WhatsApp groups to create a set of people and then connect them time to time. I see LinkedIn groups are very powerful for professional audience. So go into groups there. Bring on influencers. You can bring influencers without paying them. Take my word. It is not absolutely great to pay and create an influencer because it's easily doable and sometimes people can figure it out. So bring authentic influencers. Hackathons. If you're putting up a large scale conferences, let's say blockchain, let's say IoT, let's say AI, you can create a series of hackathons across cities and bring your audience to know that this is going to happen and so and so. So you can bring a lot of contents and creative engagements using hackathon as another mechanisms. FOMO invitation, I was talking about that. South by Southwest or our own in India, the Goa project, uses it as a perfect example to say, hey, please apply and we're going to select you. If you're selected, then you are going to be joining our event. Fantastic FOMO. In fact, everybody cannot just get in, right? So if you are going to create an incredible audience, do allow people to register and then invite them based upon your criteria of selection, right? Now, similarly, you can run discounts. Explara has already an affiliate solution using which you can create unique URLs for each and every email IDs or partners. In fact, you can give them a partner, sales channel partner, what we call. You can load them and reuse them for all your events and give them saying, every time you having a success, we're going to give you 10% discount or 15% discount. Similarly, do in-kind relationship with your video photographers, or your media agencies, branding agencies saying that, okay, please do bring me audience. I'm going to give you maybe X% discount. Maybe I'm going to give you the next event for us to do, right? So coupons, discounts, affiliates, stakeholders is again a free way for you to build in-kind partnerships or affiliate as a major partnerships with your, for your event marketing, right? So I just put it a small one goodies which I had got by participating in one of the event. You can announce your goodies, you can pre-announce them, you can offer them at the end of the event, but do think about it. And you can bring your sponsors or exhibitors to give you this kind of goodies, and you can co-brand it, zero cost again. But it's going to be a unique proposition for your event organizers to know about it, right? Now, post-registration, once the registration is done, is that done? Are you going to be going to the attendees back again? Yes. Look at the kind of tweets that we see. People put it out there when they go out and do an event. We say, oh yeah, can you shout about this in the Twitter or Facebook? And you see there, people say, hey, should you join? I'm joining it. FOMO invitations, engagement with your attendees, and your attendees are truly believing that they joined your event, so they should be shouting about it to get other people know about it, right? Now, that's your pre-event. But you cannot stop your event day engagement, because if you are making your event day extremely a great experience, it should be an unforgettable, then you need to you need to share your live clips on your various, again, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook lives and YouTube. Just do that continuously. Make sure that somebody is there looking after it. Similarly, if you're talking about event, create questions so that people need to know that during this event, these are the questions that was asked, these are the polls that was hosted. And if I'm participating, I'm happy that, yes, I was heard, or I am able to really learn something out of, from this conference, from this event. Similarly, gamify. Can I scan a QR code to get an Uber, ride for free, or an Ola ride for free? Can I, scan this QR code and get an Evernote, sort of 12 months free? You can gamify your participant, and that's going to be a huge watermark, because I'm going to say, I got my I got my money back because I got all these gamifications benefits out of it. And the most important thing is networking. If I'm coming to an event, I'm looking forward to network, meet with people who I can relate to or learn from them. Do not discount that if your event is a large-scale conference, right? Similarly, once your event is done, it's about relationship. I'm a big believer of relationship. I don't think the event should be transactional. I don't think any of you should do transactional. I think you should just let people build a relationship with you, whether it is a learning that you they had, and you're going to create a Google Drive or a Dropbox Drive and put it all the materials and saying, okay, this is what we did in the entire one. It's a great value for them. Send out a survey. Explore is a survey software that is integrated right with your attendees, so you can send out them saying, how was it? Was it good? So it gives you an assessment saying, are we doing it really good? This is not your marketing, but this is your marketing for your next event. This is your relationship for your next event, right? So the third one that I'm going to talk about is with Explore. Again, you can use a contact management software that we have that pulls out all your attendees, builds your contact database, your own database that you can engage, and you can use sort of contact enrichment tools like Clearbit, Hello, Full Contact, and all that to get more data about each of your attendees. So you know which company they had worked in the past, what is their liking, what is their social media profiles. You can enrich that database and reuse it for your upcoming events, because you now have a fantastic insight saying what kind of audience is coming to my event. Plus, with Explorer, you now have a contact database that you can re-engage time to time for your future event. So it's a relationship that you're going to grow. And one more thing that I missed out here in the relationship that I talked about in the initially is that you can build your community. Your group tie is a fantastic example of people who come and attend their event. They go out and become part of the members. We have so many other community that has been built around the event. When people come and join the event, they create community, and then they do a lot of micro formats, right? We could be launching one big marathon in a month, in a year, and then do so many micro format marathons every quarter, maybe. Now, that's all marketing that I wanted to quickly talk about it. This is going to be published definitely on our channel, so you will have this material that you can use it. Feel free to ask me questions, but before you move on, here are the KPIs. We did everything that we talked about. You're going to note down, create a list, create your marketing calendar, and start doing it. But the KPIs, right? Because the KPIs is going to say how well we did for each of them. But how are you going to measure it? You're going to measure it based upon your funnel. Visualize your funnel. You're saying how many total visitors came. What is the conversion happen? How many registration happen? By the way, you can put your Google Analytics code right at Explorer, and we measure you that. Google measure that for you, but we give you the Google Analytics code to add it so that you can make it and measure it. And so total visitors to your website, number of paid registration that happened, how much of revenue you made it. Okay, great. You had 700 people who have registered for your event. How many people checked it? Is there a lot of dropout? If it's a lot of dropout, you need to be worried about it, because that means something was conflicting on the day. All right. So the total check-in is a very important KPI. Engagement, using your survey, using the feedback loop, the learning materials that you did, the social media buzz that you had, you're going to see what's your engagement metrics, right? You're going to use a couple of tools to measure that. A lot of social media tools. And as I mentioned, social media mentions also going to reflect the KPI that you had for your event, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to quickly do in this webinar. This is a quick webinar, 30 minutes. I kept it for myself and for you, just to make sure that we all can go and talk about it. But you're most welcome to put your queries and ask me specific areas that you want to hear from me. So the webinar is open to Q&A now, and please feel free to ask me questions. Any questions, any queries? I see a QA here. Let me go back and see the QA. So I see Bandana Vijay says, what is a good frequency of newsletters to send? Bandana, this is definitely, I'm going to say 1 week plus, because too many mails in a week makes people think that it's not, it's not great. They're spamming a lot. I would say 10 days is a good time to do that. Anonymous attendee, somebody is putting up a query saying, would you give us some insight on getting sponsorship? It's a very difficult question to answer. There's no one answer fits all kind of thing there, because if your conference is about to do an industry, I see that generally a lot of companies or corporates come forward to sponsor. But if it is to do entertainment, I see less success in that, because it's huge B2C or consumer audience. So from an Explorer point of view, we see success whenever there is a industry level conference and bringing those sponsorship. For sponsorship, you can definitely use this entire material that I talked about. How do you market your event? Redesign it, create a good presentation, go back to them saying, this is how the impact that we're going to measure, and you're going to have a good return of your investment. So that's an insight that I'm going to share with you. So I see on the chart, we say how often, does Explorer have tools to measure engagement, such as hashtag? Oh, absolutely, Prakash. Right there at the hashtag. So if you go to attendees, event, and in the settings, we let you put the hashtag that I talked about. So when users are updating their social media, Twitter or Facebook, there is a automated hashtag that's get added. The hashtag is defined by you. So you can say hashtag 2019 IoTConf. Right, and that is going to come in the Twitter update. So, and then you can use that hashtag to measure back within using Twitter or any other social media, saying how many buzz using this hashtag. So that's already there for you. Does Explorer help in conducting webinars? We do not help as such, but we give you all the materials that you can do. So you can use our website builder, event website builder, that will let you have your webinar page ready. We now have a marketing tools and subscription newsletter thing, so you can build your webinar list and do time to time. And because you are now building your contact database that I talked about, contact management software, so you're literally building your database rather than throwing out an Excel spreadsheet and not able to know who really came to which webinar, right? So you can use our tool to do that too. Right, so this was a quick how to market an event. This definitely the entire material is going to go out to SlideShare, primarily Medium, and our own blog post, and we record this entire webinar and host it on Explara resources webinars. So feel free to check time to time. I see Archana has another question saying, when maintaining post-event relationship, how frequently one should follow up with the context? I think the frequencies is going to be defined by what kind of content you are going to engage with me. I'm pretty much define relationship based on content, context. So when you are going to reach out to a specific set of people, they shouldn't think that it's force-fed. They shouldn't think that it's not making sense to them. So I'm going to suggest you that design your contents, whether you are hosting webinars, whether you are talking about, whether you are launching your own company events, and you have a lot of insight about your company's industry, design that entire material, and they don't take a lot of time. You can just, design 12 weeks or 14 weeks ahead of it, and then start engaging your content. So let's say 2 weeks, and if you have good context, and if I'm getting that every 2 weeks, I'm going to be happy about it. Any other questions, feel free to, put it across. I'm happy to answer those based upon my own association with a lot of event organizers that I know one-to-one how well they do. I'm happy to bring those key insights, but happy to hear your own questions or suggestions too. Any other queries? I hope you liked the webinar, and I'm going to sort of stop it from here on, and feel free to reach out to us on Explara support channels or Explara, follow us on our Twitter. We do regularly shout out, all our resources and knowledge that we share there. And please subscribe to our newsletters time to time. And looking forward to host more webinars for 2019 and bring much more rich insights for all part of your event, pre-event, event, and post-event, and including other sort of solutions that we offer in terms of membership, group membership management, group software that we offer. I'm going to bring you a lot of those quick insights for your benefits. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. I appreciate that you shared your 30 minutes time with me. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the free format that I talked about it. Thank you so much again. Bye for now.